welcome back to the Big Sew Along. I'm Ginny, and as always, I thank you very much for choosing to spend some time with me each week. This week, I have a quick little inspiration video for you. But before we get there, I have a couple of things I wanted to say. The first is a little bit of an announcement. July marks my 4-year anniversary here on YouTube, and in light of that, I decided to celebrate by upgrading some things here on my channel. The first of which is my new intro video. I also have a different exit video. You may have noticed those when you tuned in this morning, and I'm anxious to hear what you have to say about them. It takes me a long time to do anything that's new in terms of technology because I'm just not that tech savvy. So it takes me a while to get these things done. I do have a couple of other things that I'm going to be rolling out over the next couple of weeks, but just so you know, they'll be like drips and drabs because, like I said, it takes me a minute. Okay, aside from that, I wanted to say, I have a couple of follow-up things from, let's see, we were talking about the McCall's skirt, McCall's 8452, this pattern right here. And you guys, I'll link the video to that below, but you guys may or may not remember that we had some sizing issues with that, etc. I got a message from Rodeo 526 that she found this pattern. This is a Simplicity pattern, Simplicity 9954, which actually looks really similar. This one has an extra seam line around the, like, somewhere around the knee and a little extra gathering. Really like this pattern, and with any luck it won't have the same like sizing issues that we had with the McCall's pattern. So if anybody's interested in that look, you might want to try this one. The other thing about this one is it does have interesting pockets, but it doesn't have the bulk of the flat pockets that we had on the McCall's one. I know a couple of you said something about the about that being a little bulky, so this might be a really good option for you guys as well. I think I actually probably will buy this pattern. I really like this extra seam here in the middle and the way it has extra gathering and stuff. So anyways, so thank you, Rodeo 526. Also, last week we were talking about my big pants, and I was asking about shoes and stuff like that, like what you guys like to wear with it. And Susan commented that she really likes to wear hers with Converse, which I thought was such a good idea. So ever since I got that comment for her, I've been on the hunt for a pair of Converse in just like the perfect color. It may take me a while. I think I want pink, but that's not going to really surprise anybody. Okay, before we get on to our video, the last thing I want to say is I am wearing today my Sew Tina Gibbons Yuki that I altered, and this is in a linen, and I will link the video for this tunic down below for you guys as well. All right, so here's my inspiration video. This is also sort of new technology for me, so I hope it goes well, and we'll just see when it's done. Okay, so the first thing I found was this sort of trousery looking skirt with a gathered or like maybe elasticized hem. I really love the way this looks. I think this would be really cool in like a crisp poplin, which is what this kind of looks like. This one here has a actual like fly button waistband with a zip fly. But I don't necessarily think you need to have that. It's a little bit reminiscent of the McCall skirt that we made, only this is much more my style, just being a little more pared down. I have two pattern suggestions for this one. On the left here is the assembly line A-line midi skirt. An elastic waist and also an elastic hem, and it has just side seam or side pockets, but it doesn't have a zip fly or anything. And then on the right is the Sewing Workshop Metro skirt, which is
definitely different than the other one, but I think this still has the same sort of vibe. This one doesn't have elastic in the hem. It's actually created by making pleats in the hem. I have both of these patterns and have had them both for ages and have not tried either one. So this next one is really just more about the fabric. This is a pretty standard, simple dress, and we can all find patterns for this exact sort of shape, style in a million different places. But really what I wanted to talk about in this particular instance was just the sheer fabric, particularly this one with like larger motifs on it. And these look like they're three-dimensional flowers, which I think is really cool. But I also think this could be cool in like any color, just to throw over a slip like this gal has it on in the right. But it also could be really cool to do something like that just over a tank and a pair of big baggy trousers. Along those same lines, I have this sort of t-shirt dress that I saw way back in the early spring. This is a sheer fabric overlaid on top of an opaque fabric, and it looks like just like a pretty basic, like oversized t-shirt kind of shape. I really love this idea, and I thought you could use one of these two patterns to recreate that look. The one on the left is Burda 6131, and I believe that that is for a woven fabric. You can see it does have darts, and I also think that that one has like a zipper up the back. I apologize for not having a better picture of that. On the right, you will see my ubiquitous Tropical Research t-shirt tunic. This particular version has more of a scoop neck, but he does have a higher neck version. So I think you could get pretty close to that inspiration picture. Okay, so this is another pretty standard style for me anyway. A shirt waist with like a gathered skirt dress. I really like this one, especially because I really like the squared off shape, and it runs in my mind now that we might have used this in our last inspiration video, so I must really like it a lot. Anyways, this time I think I have a couple of new pattern suggestions for you. I thought we could get double duty out of one of our sort of boxier shaped shirt patterns. If you took a shirt like this assembly line front pleat shirt or the sewing workshop cottage shirt, there are probably a million others, but we're just talking about like sort of a boxy fit button front shirt. If you cropped that to like high waist and added a gathered skirt, I think you would get something really, really close to the inspiration picture. So this next one is pretty much the same thing, only this one has a shawl collar on it. Mostly I picked this picture because I just love this fabric. I love this really bold print. She's also wearing it closed here, but there were other photographs where she had it open and it was worn more like a duster. This one looks to me like it's made in like a heavier weight cotton, maybe even a canvas for like a duster type thing. It'd be really cool in a printed linen. I had a hard time finding a shawl collar that I thought was boxy and cute that would work for this dress, but this one from Sew Me Something is the Eleanor shirt. The shawl collar on this one comes up a little bit higher. It runs in my mind that there is a McCall's one that's similar, and I just couldn't find it. But same thing as the last one. I think if you just made this shirt up and cropped it so that it's high waist and added your gathered skirt to the bottom, you would get something that looked pretty darn close to that inspiration picture. And in this picture, and in this case, I think you could even leave the sleeves off altogether if you wanted to. So this sort of loose, baggy pant with a gathered ankle or gathered hem is, again, nothing new, but I really, really love it in this sort of bold but playful print. And this is a style that I just generally like anyway. And this time I think I found like almost a spot on pattern, which is the Luna pants from Made by Rae. This is another pattern that's been around for a while. I actually do think that I have this one, and it is once again one I have never tried. But I do think it's really perfect for that pant. If you wanted it to be a little bit looser, you could definitely make the legs a little bit looser. You could also use pretty much any of the Tina Gibbons pants pattern and, the Tina Gibbons pants and just put an elastic band in the cuff. All right, so this one and the next couple, I don't have patterns for. They're not really even about the garment so much as it is about, in this case, this giant print. And I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. I don't know how you would go about this. If you want to print your fabric first or make your garment first and then print on it. I'm thinking that for most of us, that would mean painting on it or stamping on it or stenciling on it because I don't know how, I mean, unless you are a screen printer, I don't know how else you would do that. But I do think using hand paints and stencils would be really super cool. And obviously it wouldn't have to be like words or anything. It'd just be anything. But I just love these contrast colors in this super, super oversized print. This is just another example of some really whimsical and fun hand embroidery. You could put this on just about anything, but this particular top reminds me a lot of the Vivian, Shao, Chen, Laurence tank that I go on about all the time. This here is a photograph of an outfit I got from the Kalyana website, and there's just nothing I don't love about this whole outfit. I love the chunky shoes. I believe those are Lofinas. I love the oversized baggy pants, and I don't know how well you can see in this picture, but she has some like ruching on the sides of those. And then this sort of lightweight, drapey, tanky kind of dress with a handkerchief hem. Yeah, everything about this speaks to me. I just really love this whole outfit. This and this top here and the one with the embroidery that we showed a couple of seconds ago, these are both from the Iwawala website, and I am 100% sure I'm not getting that name right, but I will link it for you below. This one I also really love. It's got a very, very vintage feel to it, but also really minimalist feel. I love that on this one, it has a bunch of pin tucks across the top, and then all of the lace around the neck, the cuffs, and the hem is all like a bigger, thicker, chunkier, like cotton lace, which is something I don't see that often, and has like a real vintage, but also really sort of rustic vibe to it. I just really love this a lot. Okay, and last but not least, I love this oversized sort of tank dress. It's got these enormous pockets on it, and it's got some, like, again, a sort of a gathered band at the bottom. And then it also has another thing that I'm really loving right now, which is this random printing in just parts, like instead of a whole print, just being like in, like I just here around the pockets on the front instead of over the whole thing. This is another thing I think we could kind of do with like a stencil or hand paints or something. That's something that I say all the time, but it should be noted that I have really literally never had any success with stencils. So for me, this would just be stamping or just freehand painting. Okay, and then I do have a pattern that could kind of work for this, which is this out-of-print Vogue number 1297. This is an older Sandra Bezzina pattern. This one is also made to be made out of a knit. So I guess I don't really have a pattern for that. I just think that these pockets are similar if you wanted to give it a try in a knit. But if anybody has any other pattern recommendations for any of these items or any other suggestions for how we can create them, please leave them in the comments below.
All right, guys, I hope you all found something there to inspire you for the next few weeks. Let me know if you have any comments or questions about any of those things. Also, please, please, please let me know if you have any pattern suggestions for any of the garments that I showed. I also talked about like doing some printing or painting. So if you guys have any suggestions for how you've done that in the past that work well, anything like that, just let me know in the comments below. I think we'd all sort of benefit from those comments. So thank you very much in advance. Okay, the other thing is, last week when I was talking about the big pants, I showed you this picture of me in these pants with this Tina Gibbons Zelda tunic that I hacked. This has a button front and does not have a big ruffle around the bottom. The original has a big ruffle around the bottom and is not a button front. It just is a pullover. I have shown you guys this tunic multiple times on this channel over the last few years. I think I actually know that I made this in the summer of 2020, and I am pretty sure that I made a video when I did this hack. But you guys, I have literally looked and looked and looked, and I cannot find that video. So maybe I imagined that. If one of you guys have seen that video and can tell me which one it is, I would really appreciate that. But it doesn't matter, because as I said, I did that in the summer of 2020, and even if I could find the video, the production values would be pretty low quality, because I think I was still recording on my iPhone at that point, and the sound is weird. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Over the last couple of years, I've had many people ask me how to make this tunic, and I got a couple more this past week after I showed this, after last week's video. So next week, we are going to do a sew along for, it won't be a complete sew along. I'll just show you how to hack the pattern, how to hack the Tina Gibbons Zelda tunic into a button front like this. I hope that sounds interesting to all of you guys, and I hope you will all tune in for that then. Until that time, I wish you all happy sewing.